everyone, Kyle Erickson here. Today we are talking about resurrecting one of these bad boys back from the dead. There seems to be a lot of confusion surrounding what you can and can't do to Apple devices, mostly because of this ongoing right to repair saga. So I think a lot of people probably don't even know that you can repair some elements of your MacBooks. If I were to take this machine into Apple, I'm sure that they would charge me an arm and a leg for almost all repairs. I've heard of some people even being quoted $500 that just have a bad battery, and clearly the motive behind that pricing is for you to just not repair it and buy a new machine. If you're someone who just uses your MacBook for simple tasks like web browsing, using Office apps, consuming content, and so on, you're probably still fine with even a 5 to 7-year-old machine depending on the condition. So forking out $2,000 for a new MacBook can seem excessive. Or maybe you've got a machine that's just kicking around and you'd like to sell it. Maybe someone gave away their MacBook because it didn't hold a charge, or they got a giant estimate from Apple and got scared and they're just trying to get rid of the thing, which is a very similar circumstance as to how I picked up this machine, which does have a bad battery. There are solutions outside of Apple where you can attempt to do some of this stuff yourself if you are comfortable with it. Now, you can buy a new battery from a third party for about $100 or so. In that particular case, outside of the obvious benefit of being able to use the laptop without having it constantly plugged in, having a brand new battery will increase the value a lot. Instead of trying to get $100 for your laptop, maybe you can get $500 for it. It becomes a lot more attractive to buyers because they know that there are no issues with the battery life. One of the first questions that I usually get asked when I've sold my machines in the past is how many battery cycles are on that machine. Now, this is a great question and something that you should be asking yourself if you're shopping for a used machine, just to give you an idea of how much that machine has been used, and it could hint at any potential battery issues. It's obviously a lot better for me if I can say that I have 1 or 2 cycles on a battery rather than 1,000. Batteries usually start to degrade around 300 cycles or so, and if you're at 500, it's pretty likely that you may have to look at replacement sometime in the near future. In any case, you can pick up a new battery yourself. Normally, I would start off looking at iFixit for anything related to battery replacement, but because they were out of stock for the model that I needed when I was looking, I did resort to Amazon for picking the kit that I have up. If you are buying a battery replacement kit in some kind of marketplace like Amazon or eBay, the main thing that you want to make sure of is it does have high ratings and that it does come with all the tools necessary to swap everything out. Apple has some really weird screw types in here, so you're not going to be able to complete a repair like this with a run-of-the-mill tool set. They also include plastic tools for working inside the machine, which is really important so you're not damaging anything on a circuit board or scratching anything up that you don't need to. If you've never taken apart anything like this, just know that being patient is really important and being careful with anything related to connections or small pieces once you get inside the machine. You don't want to get in there and start peeling things apart and tear a ribbon cable or break something or lose a tiny screw. There should be quite a few tutorials online that I would probably check out just to give you an idea of what doing this repair looks like. But as long as you are patient, this is totally doable. With that said, let's dive in and swap out this battery. So that was a bit of an adventure. We did get everything in and back together, and we're back up and running. For the most part, everything went in pretty easily. There was some force needed to pull everything out, but it did go fairly smoothly. The hardest part was removing anything attached with adhesive. I did bend the crap out of the old battery as I was taking it out, which was pretty nerve-wracking, but that was really the only thing that I had any difficulty with. While I was in there, I cleaned everything else up that I could. The machine is actually really clean on the inside. They seal these up really well, but there were a couple specks of dust and whatnot in there that I was able to blow out. I'm sure if you wanted, you could probably go a step further and do an SSD upgrade or something while everything was apart. But the main thing is this is back up and running, and it has great battery life again. Now you can either use this as your own machine, or you could sell it at a much higher profit than you would be able to if you're trying to sell it with a bad battery. I think trying to sell something that has a bad component is just infinitely harder because of the psychological side when you're just looking at used stuff. If it has a bad battery, does it have anything else wrong with it? There's just a negative connotation with that item no matter if it's fixable or not. Obviously, it's not an ideal thing to have to peel apart your MacBook and swap out parts. You ultimately want to avoid this whenever you can. I will be making a video on that very topic so things don't get to this stage where you're pulling apart your laptop or wearing out your machine faster than necessary. So if you do want to increase the longevity of your laptop, make sure that you are subscribed, and that video should pop up sometime in the next few weeks. I would like to know if you have attempted this and how well it went for you, or if you're just considering this yourself and you have a question, pop those down in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.